Let's decode one of the most, and I mean most, exhausting parts of being a parent, your toddler's sleep, or, their total lack of it.
This quote it hits home, doesn't it? That feeling deep in the middle of the night when bedtime feels less like winding down and more like a high-stakes negotiation you are definitely losing. It's just pure exhaustion for so many of us. And get this, you are so not alone in this struggle. A staggering 30 to 40% of all toddlers and preschoolers have sleep problems. If that number makes you feel seen, well, you're in exactly the right place. Welcome to Sleeppedia, a little corner of the internet dedicated to the real science of sleep and circadian rhythms. So, we're calling this first part the 2 a.m. breakup, because honestly, for your toddler, that's exactly what it feels like. This isn't them trying to manipulate you. It's a genuine, real emotional crisis happening inside their developing brain every single night.
And this right here, this is the most important idea we're going to talk about today. Those epic bedtime battles aren't a sign that you have a naughty child. They're a sign of a biological process, and you just can't discipline biology away. So let's take a look at what's really going on inside that cute little head.
What feels like a super frustrating step backward is actually a sign of an incredible cognitive leap forward. Seriously, your child's brain is getting a major upgrade. And with that upgrade comes a brand new and kind of terrifying concept, object permanence.
Think about it like this. For the first 8 months or so, your baby's world is pretty simple. Out of sight, out of mind. But then, right around 9 months, boom. Their brain develops the hardware to know you still exist even when they can't see you. And this triggers a primal panic. My source of safety is gone. This anxiety usually peaks between 10 and 18 months. And yeah, it can definitely flare up again later.
So what is this object permanence thing, really? It's their newfound ability to hold a little mental picture of you in their mind. Now, here's the problem. While their brain knows you exist somewhere out there, it has absolutely no concept of where you are or if you're ever coming back. And that puts their little system on high alert. And this high alert triggers a full-on hormone battle. When their brain senses this threat, you leaving, it floods their system with cortisol. That's the fight or flight hormone. Well, cortisol is the natural enemy of melatonin, the sleepy hormone. You literally cannot have both at the same time. A brain that's swimming in cortisol is physically blocked from falling asleep no matter how tired their little body is. So if their brain is sending out these massive stress signals, what's the solution? Well, the biological solution is you. You have to become their external nervous system. You are, quite literally, their human thermostat for calm. The scientific term for this is coregulation. Let's imagine their brain is a house. You've got the emotional, reactive part downstairs and the logical, calming part upstairs. In our adult brains, there's a nice, sturdy staircase connecting the two. But in a toddler, that staircase is still under construction. They literally need to borrow your upstairs brain to help calm their downstairs brain down.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. This whole process works both ways. If you're feeling stressed or frustrated or anxious about bedtime, they absorb it instantly, like a sponge. I mean, they are masters at this. They're like tiny little detectives of our stress. They feel the tension in your jaw. Their heart rate can actually sync up with yours. The pitch of your voice gets a little higher, and all of this tells their brain, see, I was right. There is a threat here. And that just creates this awful feedback loop of stress for everyone. So we get the why now, right? It's biology, not behavior. So let's get into the practical how-to stuff. Let's talk about the toolkit you can use to work with their biology, not against it.
and build a bridge from that state of high anxiety to a state of peaceful sleep.
First up, sensory anchoring. This is all about using calm, predictable physical touch. We're talking firm, gentle pressure. This kind of touch sends a powerful "you are safe" signal straight to their nervous system, completely bypassing the panicked analytical part of their brain.
And this can be super simple stuff. It could be a snug little burrito wrap in a towel after the bath, a slow, firm massage with some lotion, or even just applying some deep, gentle pressure on their back or legs as they're lying down. This kind of physical input is incredibly grounding for them.
Next, we need to create what I call a bridge of presence. This is basically a biological placeholder. It's a sensory signal that tells their brain, hey, mom or dad is still connected to me, even when you're physically out of sight.
For toddlers, the kiss in a pocket technique is just beautiful. You give their little palm a gentle kiss, and then you tell them to close their hand really tight to keep it safe. This brilliant little trick gives them a job. It shifts them from feeling anxious to actively holding on to your love, and that gives them a tangible sense of control.
Now, for younger babies, we can use scent as our bridge. But I need to be crystal clear here. Leaving your t-shirt or any loose blanket or fabric in a crib is a Sid's whisk and is absolutely unsafe. Please don't do that. The safe alternative is the scented sheet method. You just sleep on their fitted crib sheet for a night or two, then put it securely back on their mattress. They get that comforting smell of you with zero safety risks.
Okay, what if you need a more structured step-by-step approach? The chair method is a fantastic middle ground solution. It's a really gentle, gradual retreat that respects their anxiety but still moves you toward that ultimate goal of them falling asleep independently. So here's how it works. For the first few nights, you sit in a chair right next to the crib. Then, after a few days, you move that chair about halfway to the door. A few nights after that, you're sitting in the doorway itself. And finally, you move to just outside the door. Each step is a small, manageable increase in distance that lets their brain adapt slowly without a huge cortisol spike.
Now, for this to work, there are a few golden rules. The key is consistency. Keep your interactions minimal and honestly a little boring. Use a calm voice and really try to avoid picking them up. And for toddlers over 2.5, explaining the plan to them during the day when they're calm can make a huge difference.
Here's a bit of a game changer. Did you know you can actually solve a lot of your bedtime problems during the daytime? The goal is to teach their brain that separation isn't some scary, nighttime-only event. You have to build up their separation muscle when the stakes are low and everything is fun.
So how do we do that? How do you literally rewire their brain to create a new pathway that connects goodbye with the absolute certainty of hello?
You play games. It's that simple. You start with peekaboo. That's the most basic version. Then you graduate to the I'll be right back game. You say it cheerfully, leave for just 30 seconds, and come back with a big, happy reunion. Over time, you slowly increase that gap. Every single time you come back, you're giving their brain solid proof that you always return.
And finally, our last strategy is for those toddlers who are all about control and independence. It's what I call the power shift. So much of their bedtime anxiety comes from feeling powerless. So, what do? We give them a little bit of that power back.
The trick here is to offer them the power of two. You give them a choice between two options. And here's the key. You are totally fine with either one. Do you want to wear the blue jammies or the red ones? Do you want to turn off the light or should I do it? It seems so small to us, but giving them that little bit of control over the process can dramatically reduce their anxiety. And really, that's what this all comes down to, isn't it? The goal isn't just to have a sleeping child. It's to have a child who feels safe enough to let go and close their eyes.
This is a phase of beautiful, even if it's exhausting brain development. By shifting our focus from enforcing sleep to fostering safety, we can turn bedtime from a battle into a moment of connection. And that helps our kids build the security they need to finally, peacefully drift off.